All right, welcome to our Google Drive class. In the chat, there is a link to the handout. You can refer to this for information about Google Drive and its features during today's class. We will be using the instructor's Google account to demonstrate throughout today's class and may share additional resources in the chat. Your microphone and camera have been muted and disabled. You will only hear library staff during this class. You will not see staff and staff cannot see you, just our screens. The chat is available for you to ask questions throughout the program. Again, welcome to class and we'll get started. So this is Google Suite, Google Drive. Today's class is hosted by me. I'm Laura with the Plano Public Library. And before we begin, I want to let you know about some ground rules that we've set up for today's program. You will be muted during this class and we have your video blocked. You will only see the instructor's screen. At the top of your screen, you can find an exit full screen option if you need to get other things done on your computer, including accessing Google Drive. You are welcome to ask questions during today's program. You should see an icon at the bottom of your screen that says chat. Click on that to open the chat window. Chat is set to be seen by library staff only. Please note that any inappropriate comments will cause your immediate removal from the class. In regards to questions, we may answer you in the chat box. We might hold the questions until a break or the end of the program, or we might go ahead and answer the question at the time if it is pressing. In the reminder email for this class, there is a link to the course handout with additional information. This link is also shared in the chat. A recording of this class will also be sent out in a few days. If you would like to watch today's class and then practice after getting the recording, that is an option. If you would like to follow along with your Google account, you may, but please keep in mind it will be difficult to give one-on-one assistance or troubleshoot during today's class. We will try to take it slow in case you are practicing along with the instructors. Good afternoon. My name is Laura and I'm a librarian with the Plano Public Library. The goal of today's class is to learn some of the basics of creating, storing, and accessing your files via Google Drive. Google Drive is a web-based application for storing and organizing files. If you are familiar with the Microsoft Office products, it is similar to OneDrive. You can create and access documents using your web browser or the mobile app, although today's class will only cover the web version. You must have a free Google account to utilize Drive. You can log into your account directly at drive.google.com. In addition to the files that you create with the Google Suite, you can also upload and convert Microsoft Office and documents and PDFs. You can also store and often preview many other file types like audio files, music files, and photos. We have several objectives for today's class. Learn how to navigate the Google Drive interface, explore creating, uploading, and storing files, view, update, and organize your files, access additional Google products and tools, and share and collaborate with other users. I'll be accessing everything that we need today from my Google account. Your documents and changes will save automatically in the cloud while you are working, so you don't have to worry about hitting save. The documents that you create and upload will be accessible from any device with internet access in the future. Now, before we get started today, let's take a moment to learn a little bit about Google Drive. Google Drive is an online system for storing files for easy access from any desktop or mobile device with internet access. You can create and store a variety of files. Today's class will focus on the features available in the web version of Google Drive. You must have a free Google account to utilize Drive. You can set up a Google account by either using an existing email account or by creating a free Gmail account associated with your Google membership. You can access Google Drive directly at its own website, drive.google.com, which also gives you access to the other applications in Google Suite. Google created files will open in their respective applications in your web browser. Files created in other applications can be opened in the regular application on your computer, like Word documents, but many can be previewed in the Google Drive as well. You can open non-Google formats using Google Apps, but the formatting may not carry over and changes made may appear different when opened in the original application. Here are some of the available Google products that you can use. Google Docs, which is used to create text documents like proposal reports or shared meeting notes. Google Slides, which is used to create spreadsheets like project plans or budgets. Google Slides, which are used to create presentations like pitch decks, training modules, or team presentations. And Google Forms, which are used to create surveys or gather data like customer satisfaction surveys or group polls. If you'd like to learn more about the features of each of these applications, please sign up for the additional classes in this courses series. Before we explore some of the features of Google Drive, let's talk about the basic navigation platform. So I'm going to share my screen. And here we are. The Drive icon at the top left corner will return you to the main Google Drive page at any time. The search bar appears at the top of your page. You can use it to search for specific files that you have stored. You would type any file name to get started. Example, like that. You can also click in the box to apply search filters for advanced search options. The 9-dot grid in the top right corner is used to access other Google apps through your account. The round button at the top right corner that displays my profile icon is where I can access my Google account information. You can also use this to sign out. The left-hand side of the screen has a navigation page. This is where you will find the New button, which is used to create new files or folders or to upload documents from your device. My Drive shows you a collapsible menu of your folders. And the views underneath let you access other views of your documents. We'll talk more about this later in class. The majority of your screen is the View pane. The View pane displays all of your files and folders. You can click to select a file, like this, or you can double click it and it will open in a new browser tab. When you select a file, the file action buttons appear at the top of your screen. These let you quickly share, preview, or delete files without opening them. You can use Google Drive to both create new files and store your existing files. Let's start by creating some new files. From your Google Drive account, you can easily create new documents using docs, sheets, slides, and forms. The process is the same regardless of which product you are using. So we're going to click the New button, and we're going to choose the application we want to use. Use the arrow over and choose either a blank document or a template. When you select a blank document, you will open a new tab for that application to a document without formatting or other information. When you select from a template, you will open the template gallery for that application. You can scroll through the available options and choose the template that you want to use. And templates will give you some formatting and placeholder information that you can use to customize to your specific needs. I'm going to close out of this and go back to my main Google Drive page. And we're going to talk about uploading files. You can store all basic file types in the Google Drive: document, pictures, videos, PDF files, and more. So you're going to click New and select File Upload. As this comes up, you'll see the files that are on your device, and you can choose the file that you want to open. You would click open. And when you see the upload complete, your file has successfully uploaded and can be accessed. This process also works if you want to upload a folder and its contents. In addition to the file uploads through the menu, there are a few additional options. If you're using the latest version of Chrome or Firefox, you may drag and drop the files into your Drive window to upload. So do like this, and that will upload it there. And with the Google Drive app, you can upload files from your phone or tablet to do this. So you would use the app, open the app that contains your file, tap Share, tap Drive, and it will upload to your Google Drive. Google Drive gives you 15 gigabytes of storage for free. You can see your available storage at any time on the left-hand side of your Google Drive homepage. Right here. So now let's talk about viewing and updating files. Once you have your files in Google Drive, you have several options to work with them. You can preview, open for editing, download to your device, and convert Office and other files to Google Files. Let's look at each of these options in a little more detail. Previewing is useful if you want to see what a document is, but you're not ready to edit or convert the document. Some documents, like a PDF file, will automatically open in the preview window if you select them. Others, like Google-created files, will need to be opened intentionally in the preview pane. So you'll find the file that you want to preview, right-click on the file, select Preview. You can then scroll up or down using the scroll bar and click on the right or left arrows to navigate between file previews in your Drive. You can open the file to edit it, print or download the file from the icons in the top right corner, and use the 3 dots to access additional options like renaming and moving a file. Now we're going to open it. So I'm going to click this close arrow to go back to my main pane. Opening your files allows you to access the full editing capabilities of the Google Suite. Again, your editing options will vary based on the file type. Files created in Google will open with full editing options, while files created in Microsoft can be edited with limitations or can be converted. Some files, like a PDF, are only available to preview without converting them. So to open a file to edit, you will double click on the file you want to open and access the available editing options. You can see here that there are editing options, much like you would see in a Microsoft Office suite. You can also download files without opening them. So let's get back to our Drive. So right-click on the file that you would like to download. We'll do this one, right-click, and you're going to click on Download. So please note, you can't select your file type when downloading this way. For the full complement of download options, you'll want to open the individual files and download them from the menu. Now, if you are working with a Microsoft Office document, you will have 2 options: edit the document using Google and retain the original file format, or convert the file to the Google equivalent. To edit an Office document in Google, you will upload your Office files to the Google Drive, as we did earlier, and then double-click the file to open. Make the necessary edits. The document will stay in the original file format. To convert an Office document to Google, upload your Office file to the Google Drive. You will double-click to open the file, choose File, gonna let me choose File and save as the Google equivalent. Oh, it's wanting me to do a bunch of different things. One moment. Here are our options. Your file will be saved as a Google file. You will also retain your original Microsoft version in your Google Drive. To download a document in an Office format, we'll use the same example we have pulled up here. You will choose File, choose Download, and choose the format that you want. So in this case, we would click Microsoft Word. Are there any questions about viewing and updating files? All right, well, let's move on to organizing and searching in Drive. So I'm going to close these two panes out so that we are back to the Google Drive. If you have multiple files in your Google Drive, it can be helpful to organize them for future access. Google Drive includes a few options for organizing your files, including creating folders or prioritizing your content. You can also use the search feature to easily locate files within your Drive. Folders are one way to organize files. They are the digital equivalent of storing your papers into folders. Each folder can be renamed to easily organize and access your content. And you can also give folders different colors. So we're going to click on New, and then we're going to click on New Folder. So we'll name this Google Drive Class, and we'll hit Create. You can see it has popped up right here. Now you can change the color of the file. We are going to right click on the folder we want to edit, choose Change Color, and you can select colors from the options here. I'm going to select pink, and if I click off of that, you can see that my file folder is now pink. Now, once you have created folders, you can move individual files or groups of files into the folder. You can also create subfolders within the folder if needed. So we can drag and drop the files we want in this folder right into it. So we'll move this dolphin file over here, release the mouse. It's disappeared from here because it is now in this new folder that I created. Within Google Drive, you have several options to organize your Drive. So let's get back to my Drive. So we can choose our preferred view and sorting settings. You can choose between grid view and list view by clicking the icon in the top right corner right here. Grid view is going to show you files in a grid with small file previews. List view is going to show your files in a list with file details. In both views, content sorts first by folders, which is up here, and then by individual files. Choose your sort options. Sort files and folders by name, date last modified by you, or date last opened by you. You can also sort files by ascending, so the oldest will be first, or the newest will be first, descending. And so here are our options here. You can also prioritize folders or individual files by adding them to your starred content. Files that you prioritize will be available at any time from your starred content, but will also appear in your normal Google Drive view. So we're going to right click on the desired file or folder, and we'll do the Google Drive class. I hit right click and choose Add to Start. If you have trouble finding the files that you need, you can use different searches, filters, and views to organize your content. The default view shows all of your folders and files. We'll use the left menu to expand or collapse your drive to see a complete list of your folders and subfolders. You can also use the left folder to find additional views, or the left menu to find additional views. Use the shared with me to access files that others have shared with you. Use recent to see a history of files that you have accessed. These files will display from the most recently accessed to older dates. Use starred to find your prioritized content. So there's the folder that we starred a few minutes ago. Just like in the main view, folders will display first, followed by individual files. Use suggested files at the top of your drive to see files that you frequently use. So you can see my suggested here and my frequently used files here. These suggestions will change based on your ongoing activity. If you don't like seeing suggested files, you can turn them off in your settings. If you can't find the file that you need by adjusting your views, you can also search your Google Drive content to find what you need. So in the Drive search box, enter a word or phrase. Drive will suggest terms to you as you type. Click on a suggestion to open it, or click search or hit enter to see a list of results. So you can see here, I'm typing in dolphin. It's giving me some examples. I can also do a search, and there's my 3 dolphin files. You can also use advanced search options to filter your results. So we're going to close out of this search. So we'll go back to this, and you can see the search options icon. You can apply filters. Use type to search by file type. So if I only want to look for photos or spreadsheets, I can select that. Use owner to search by file owner. So if it's something I created that I'm looking for, I can click owned by me. If it's something someone shared with me, I can do not owned by me. You can also search by a specific person's name. You can use location to search for files by its location in your Google Drive. So I can look for ones that are shared with me. There's also more locations. Use item name to search for a term with the file name. And use shared to in order to search for files shared with a specific user. So if I had sent files to someone, I could put their name or email address here, and use follow up to filter to files with pending suggestions for action items. And then you would click search to apply filters, or reset to return to defaults. If you no longer need a file from your drive, you can delete it. So let's navigate back to my drive. You can just right click the file and select remove. Mine's hidden, just one moment. Right here with the trash can. Items that are in your trash are deleted permanently after 30 days. However, it is possible to restore an item that you accidentally deleted. So we're going to delete this one. And you'll see here it says file moved to trash. I can select undo, and it'll come back. We can also use the keyboard shortcut Control Z to undo your most recent action. You cannot undo deleting more than one file this way, though. So you would have to do it individually if you wanted to restore more than one file. We can also go into our trash, which is right here. I can right click on the desired item and choose restore. You can also use icons up at the top of the page when you have selected a file or folder. So now that we've gone over Drive, let's take a look at a few additional tools from Google that are in your Drive homepage. These include your calendar, notes, and to-do list. These are all on the right side of your screen. And we're going to start with calendar. This allows you to easily see events on your schedule. So let's click the calendar icon. As you can see, it opens to today, Friday, May 5th. And if I wanted to add something to my calendar, I can double click. put a title, and fill all the details in here. You can also click on an individual event to open it and see details, as well as respond to events that you've been invited to. Now let's look at Google Keep. Google Keep lets you take notes for information you may need to remember later. So we're going to click on the Keep icon, which is just below the calendar. It's a little light bulb. We can add a note by typing in the Take a Note tab. We can add a list by choosing New List, and we're going to check or click the square with a check mark in it, and we can start our list here. You can edit notes or lists by clicking on them and making the needed changes. You can manage notes and lists by using the 3 dots in the right corner, so we can archive or delete it. Now, Google Tasks is another option for creating and completing a to-do list. So let's click on the task icon. It is a circle with a check mark. And you can add a new task by clicking Add a Task. Enter the title, details, and date time of your task. To create a new task list, use the drop-down arrow next to it to create a new list. Access additional features like adding a subtask by clicking on the 3 dots to the right of the task. You can also reorganize by clicking and dragging. You can use Google Drive to access other applications in the Google suite. Click on the 9-dot grid in the top right corner. So let's close out of this, and you can see our 9-dot grid here, and you can switch to other products without needing to sign in again. So you can see I have Maps, Search, Calendar, Gmail, Photo, News. Scroll down, and there's even more. Now, sometimes you might need to share your files with other users or allow collaborative editing. You can choose to share access to the files directly or use the file or folder with share it with a link. So let's pick a file we want to send. We'll send the summer reading PowerPoint on. So we'll right-click on the desired file and we will click Share. It's a little person with the plus sign. We can share access directly by entering the emails of the names of people that you would like to share the file with. So if I want to send this to myself, I can do that. It'll also autofill for you. Then you can choose their permission. That's going to be under general access down here. So there's a drop down, and I can say that, let's put myself back in here. I can say they can edit, or they can add comments, or they can only view it. Want to, you can add a personal message, and then you can click send to send that along. Now, if we wanted to share it with just a link, we can copy that link to the file to send to someone. So under general access, you can choose the permissions. Restricted means only people who have been given this link can open it. Anyone with the link can be opened by anyone. And then we'll click done. Additional options are on the gear shift icons. If we want to send this, share, we can click the gear icon, and there's more options. Now, files that have been shared by you will always appear in your shared with me view on the left side of the screen. So I'll do this one right here. Navigate to the desired file and choose add shortcut to Drive here. And then you would add the shortcut. All right, well, that concludes today's class on Google Drive. Before we go, I'd like to share just a few more library resources with you. If you have a short question that you'd like library staff to answer, you may submit it online at any time using our Ask a Librarian service. A librarian will usually respond within 48 hours with the information you need. If you want more one-on-one help from one of our librarians, about 30 minutes, and the chance to go over your specific questions, you can complete a Book a Librarian appointment request. Each session is tailored to your specific needs and compatible with your schedule. Our blog, the Plano Library Learns blog, includes book lists, program recordings, and other useful information. You can explore more business and career resources and technology tools from the associated tabs. You can also view past programs on our YouTube channel. Remember, you will receive a link to the recording from today's class in a few days, and you may access our course handouts via the Google Drive at any time. For more information about the individual programs in the Google Suite, please join us for the remaining classes in this series. We'll be covering basic information about accessing and utilizing each of these applications in more details. So please take a moment to complete our program survey, which should pop up when you exit today's program. We value your feedback. Thank you again for joining us.